Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that I have been calling for a housing crash. If you've heard my channel, you know that I talked about a housing crash, kind of first step being a 30% crash. And then, kind of peak to trough, the crash will be upwards of 50%. Well, what I'm here today to tell you is phase one of the housing crash is over. We now are entering phase two of the housing crash. I believe this Wednesday, September 21st, will be the last quote unquote good or semi-good housing data. On Wednesday, we are going to get existing home sales for the month of August. I believe they will show an artificial bump because interest rates had fallen down to 5 and were below 5 for a minute. I believe that will lead to a surprising increase, although small, in transactions. I believe the median home price will tick up ever so slightly. These are both month on month. I believe year-on-year numbers. I believe year-on-year numbers for transactions will be down 20%, but not worse than last month. Last month was 20.2. I believe price will be up over 10% year on year. So both month on month, year on year. I think August will surprise slightly to the upside. So what was phase one? What am I calling for phase two? So phase one of the housing crash, again, a crash in transactions, it occurred suddenly as the Fed raised interest rates. The first step of this housing crash that I saw coming, I called, and has happened, unlike all of the other crash channels, was when we lost demand. It has been reported, I have seen numbers anywhere between 14 and 18 million buyers are no longer qualified. That is true demand destruction. We are now back at and over 6%. I believe as we enter phase two, which I again think has started right now, started on the 15th of September, we are going to see supply destruction like we have never seen before. We are going to see builders back off, slow down, build some things different. Today is Monday the 19th. Builder sentiment came out. It is the 9th month in a row. They are being forced to cut prices. They're just going to slow down, folks. They're going to lay people off. They're going to try build for rent. They're going to do spec building. Builders are not going to build this massive inventory that everybody wants to quote, 11.2 months of supply or whatever. They will just let the pads, right, the foundation sit, and then they will come back at a different time. So not only are builders not going to release supply, but as we have seen rates go to 6%, and as they tick up to 6.5%, 6.75%, 7%, we are now going to enter supply destruction. We had a little bit of this in phase one, but phase one was really full of FOMO, right? A lot of people got tricked. A lot of analysts and crash callers got tricked, right? We had a supply of homes or listings shoot higher. Vegas, Phoenix, all of these markets. Maybe yours. And as I told you on this channel, that was a head fake. What you had there, again, I called July 20th as the date this all blew up, was FOMO from sellers. They were mom and dad sitting around the table saying, honey, we missed the top. Let's sell. Let's get out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So you had a lot of listings come out. You are now seeing record cancellations and record expireds. I believe it was Arizona. I believe it was Phoenix, where they averaged something like 300 cancellations last year. Last month, it was over 2,800. Might have been 2,600. But these are all unraveling now in phase two. Phase two, unlike phase one was sudden, right? You lose 14 million, maybe 16, maybe 18 million buyers. That is sudden. That is instant. You're getting no answers. You're scaring people. Recessions, inflation. It's bad. Phase one was quick. Phase two is going to be painful and feel excruciating. The next 6 months, or the bottoming process, are going to be probably the most painful 6 months if you are in the real estate industry. If you are in the real estate industry and you are paid on commission or services or paid as part of transactions, the next 6 months are going to feel like a depression. I've been calling a housing depression. I think it lasts from September 15th probably to the end of March, maybe let's say March 15th to make it an even 6 months. This painful bottoming process will ultimately end in 50% less transactions. Will it end in price destruction? No idea. I doubt it, at least not by March 15th. Housing moves a lot slower. And the reason we can talk about prices not being destroyed is because now we have supply destruction. What you really need to have a housing crash in prices is a wave of sellers, forced sellers, and they just keep coming. Sellers keep coming and coming and coming and coming. That was the Great Recession. That was the epic collapse. That was what caused the largest drop in homes in a single year of negative 8.9%. That is what caused a 5-year negative, right? 5 years in a row, housing was negative. Housing moves a lot slower than all these crash callers have called. I do not believe we will see national median home price in 2022 go negative year on year. That's a call I've had all year. I've been made fun about it. Well, the year's almost over, and I think on Wednesday we're going to see double digits. Could year on year prices fall next year nationally? Maybe. I'm calling plus or minus 3%. It's going to be kind of boring for 5 years. But again, what I can call for certain is a housing crash in transactions. We have already seen 30%. I believe Wednesday will be the last kind of good number for 6 months. I think it surprises to the upside. I think going forward, we see surprises to the downside, and it is going to be painful. It's going to be slow. A lot of people are going to be running around who used to do 8 or 18 or 28 transactions, and they're going to do 2. I believe the housing depression, which it will be the next 6 months, the housing depression started September 15th. It is going to pull the country into a recession. The housing market, the 15 to 16% of GDP, is big enough that if it gets cut in half, we will see a recession. And that is on top of all the other kind of geopolitical, the strong dollar eating into earnings. It's the earnings recession. It's not going to be a lot of fun, I don't believe. So again, what I want this to be is both a recognition of where we are. But when you recognize where we are, and again, we're going to enter 6 months of a housing depression, a painful bottoming. I want you to know, as investors, this is the time to keep doing the work. This is not a time to say, hey, Mike talked about March. I'm just going to come back in March and see where we are. I hope that's not what you do. If you want to, by all means, go for it. What I hope you do is you get a buy box. You look at your buy box every day, and you never know where you find a motivated seller. Remember, I'm talking about a collapse of 50%. It'll occur. It's already down 30. The other 20 comes over the next 6 months. There still will be 3.8, 3.9 million transactions. Lots of housing will still sell. I believe it will increasingly be creative financing. It will be ways to say, hey, I'll give you your price, but I need my terms. In the 1980s, early 80s, when rates were 18% or 16%, deals still got done, but they were just more creative. If you go back and look at the 52-year spreadsheet, which we give away on this channel, even when rates went to that high, prices did not fall. Even when interest rate doubled, prices did not fall. Transactions crashed. I don't know why this time will be different. We don't have the 51% adjustable rate mortgages that are resetting. We don't have pick-a-payment negative amortization loans. We still have an unemployment rate sub 4%. In the Great Recession, unemployment was in the 6s and got worse from there. So again, we are entering phase 2 of the housing crash in transactions. The first 30% was demand destruction. The next 20% is supply destruction. Mom and dad are going to say, you know what? We will live here another year. I'm not selling. As I've said repeatedly, the fact that now 80% of folks have residential loans below 4, and we will have 30-year rates potentially over 7, they're not moving anywhere. They will wait another year. They will see where unemployment goes. They will see where inflation goes. They will see where rates go. We are entering a depression in the housing market for the next 6 months. What happens after March? No idea. Stay tuned. When we get to March, we are going to ask ourselves, where are rates? Where's unemployment? Where's the worldwide economy? Those are things that I will be asking myself. I will be asking them every day for the next 6 months. I do not believe we get clarity until maybe January or February. The next 90 days through New Year's, do the work. If history repeats itself, many of you who are doing the work will get an amazing deal of the decade deal between Thanksgiving and New Year's. Some sellers have to sell. And if you are in a market where the iBuyers are, get greedy. Get greedy. Write lower offers. Ask for closing costs. Ask for rate buydowns. Please don't be foolish and write offers on first day listings. That's going to get you nowhere. Track days on market. When days on market get to 90 days, students are telling me they're getting deals. So at the end of the day, I am excited for what's coming for me at the micro level. My opportunity to get great deals is going up every day. The macro level, I've been very clear. 2023 is going to be a yucky year. And at the macro level, I hope you are doing the work. I hope you are not buying dumb stuff. I hope you are stacking cash. I hope you are looking for great deals. I hope you are working with mortgage brokers to understand the cost of capital. So again, never forget, right? The great Warren Buffett, it gets quoted all the time, but it is so true. When the tide goes out, we are going to see who's swimming naked, but it is also a time to take advantage and get great deals. Do the work. No, let me be clear as I wrap this up. No good deals. No average deals, and of course, no bad deals. One rental at a time, fans, students, followers, we are only doing great deals. The next 6 months, only great deals, period. Okay? With that, I wanted to again acknowledge that the housing crash is happening. I called it. It's already down 30%. I believe the next 20% is around the corner. I do not believe you are going to see price destruction as many are seeing at the national level. Could Phoenix, could Vegas, could Boise get hurt? Of course. I'm talking about national median home price. Again, on Wednesday, I'm calling for national median home price to tick up slightly. I believe July was 403,800. I'm calling a measly 405, so up $1,200. We shall see. But at the end of the day, take care. Never forget to do the work. The future is bright for the folks that do the work. If you're just sitting down reading negative news, I don't know why you would do that to yourself. We don't need any more negativity in this world. So be positive, do the work. Don't buy dumb shit, stack cash, protect your job. Let's get after it. Bye.